Buckingham Township Board of Supervisors meeting to order. And we will open with Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Madam Chairman, I hope you will indulge me for a moment.
Indulge you for a moment, sure.
Yeah, I have a statement I want to make because I anticipate that there's a lot of people out here because of this issue tonight. I know some of you are here because of Shannon Sticker, and Mike and the Democratic Club have asked you to come out and ask for my resignation. I am not going to resign. I look forward to defending my neighbors for the next 3 years. Litigation and neighbor complaint from Devonshire neighborhood is nothing new. Right here, I have 43 pages of complaints from neighbors and the township. What is new is that the owners of preserved properties want to break their conservation easements, destroying Buckingham Township's open space program. Why would anyone want to be a part of that? The personal attacks show me that some will do anything to protect their illegal issues. Because of ongoing litigation at Commonwealth Court, it would be inappropriate for anyone in this board to comment on this litigation at this time. Thank you so much.
Okay. So we open our meeting with public comment, and as it says on the agenda, we have 30 minutes of public comment, and whoever wants to speak, we start our meeting, and then we can continue with public comment at the end of our business meeting. So there are a lot of people in the room, and I suspect a lot of people who want to speak. So be thinking about being courteous to the other people that want to speak, and say your comment, and make sure there's time for other people to speak too. So we'll start, and it's a couple minutes after 7, so we'll go to 8:35, and then we'll start our business meeting if need be. So get up, go to the mic if you have something that you want to share, and make sure that Laurie gets your name and your address. She'll have your comments in the minutes.
I will. Don't be shy. Hi, Lori.
Hi.
Stephanie Weiser, 3806 Amberton Way. And I would like to second what Shannon and Mike, Shannon Sticker and Mike both said. I would like to see you resign, John. I was also canvassing with Mike when you sent that letter out to your Republican friend, I guess, in Devonshire. And it was very upsetting because we knew it was a lie. And I don't know if anybody has read the apology that was posted on Facebook that John Flores was required to post. But he admitted to a number of lies that he wrote and sent to certain people in a certain community, that and he was sued for defamation, and he went to a settlement. I don't want to say anything that isn't correct as far as legally, but from what I understand, you were sued, you settled, you had to pay a large fine because they found you, I guess you had to settle because they found you guilty. And in regard of taking care of, or with regard to taking care of the people here in Buckingham, I think it's important for us to have faith in our board and to believe that when our board of supervisors says certain things, that they are speaking the truth. And so from now on, John, how many more years do you have? Every time you open your mouth, are we going to believe what you're saying, or do we have to question it and to think that you are being politically motivated? Because that's what it will sound like to me. Thank you. I do want to say, I did have another point to make about something else altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Do I do that now, or do you want me
No,
to do
do
that
it.
later? Okay. So the next thing I'd like to bring up, which is really very important to me, is the lack of transparency with the board. So I brought this up the last time, and what I'm looking to see, and I was told it will be on the new website, whenever that is, we will be seeing agendas from every single commission and committee, and we will also be seeing minutes. Now, I was at the planning commission meeting with Luke, and I asked, why is there A, no agenda, and B, no minutes being taken? And I was told, not by Luke, but by the other planning commission people, that they didn't have to take minutes, that it wasn't required, and that there was no need, and people wouldn't actually, and this is the other part, wouldn't understand what was being said at the meeting because they had been clued in all along. I found it offensive, but more importantly, I want to see the minutes from all of our commissions and all of our committees posted on the website. I noticed today, this is the first time that I've noticed it, that all of the committees and the commissions that have sent in minutes are actually listed that you're going to approve. And now we, your constituents, would like to see those minutes and be able to read them. Prior to a meeting, I would like to see an agenda posted on our website for all of the commissions and committees and, that's pretty much we have commissions. I think that's part of the Sunshine Act here in Pennsylvania.
The planning commission does
The-
take minutes.
The planning
Was it-
commission
was
does,
it
I
the-
guess, is she talking about the work session for the
session.
comprehensive
Right.
plan? So that is not your monthly planning commission meeting. You're talking about the comprehensive plan work sessions. But we do, our boards and commissions are all volunteers. And when we receive their agendas, we have them here. And when we receive their minutes, we bring them to the board after they've approved them at the next meeting. Sometimes we don't get them. Sometimes we don't get the Board of Auditors minutes. When we get them, we have them and we can provide any minutes that you want. They are all
Yeah.
here.
You've got them where you have them. I want to see them on the website.
You're saying posted.
Okay.
I think she's saying she
That's
can't
number
read them.
one.
Right.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
second point that I'd like to make is, I understand that they're volunteers, EAC volunteers, they take comprehensive minutes. I think when people apply to be on a commission, it should be made clear to them that they need to take minutes. That is part of the requirements of a commission in this township, that they be transparent, that what goes on in a commission meeting is available for people who are not able to be there, to be able to read and see that. And I understand it's volunteers. There are, people do a lot of volunteers, the boards are pretty much volunteers. But, I think that it's important, and I think you can make a lot of excuses why it doesn't happen, but I do notice that since I've been complaining, now all of the commissions that are being approved are listed here on the agenda.
Well, and that's what happened. You
When they
asked
submit
and
them.
we listed
But I
them.
asked last time as well, so, okay, Dana, I hear what you're saying, and I don't, and I am upset about it, because I feel like sometimes you're gaslighting. I really do.
Is there a reason we can't put approved minutes on the website?
They are on the website.
No, they're
No, you-
aren't
they?
They have to be approved.
Tell me they're on
That-
there,
that- yeah,
I will-
that's my
thought-
question.
I mean, I thought they
minutes.
were all, once
They
they're
are.
approved, they're
You
posted.
can't put unapproved minutes on a website.
You can't put unapproved.
Correct.
It's illegal.
Right, exactly.
And you
then
have
they
to give
get
them to
approved
us,
by-
and-
in the next meeting, and then they're sent to you, and then they're approved, and then they should be posted. So
Yeah.
look on the website, you look at the past year, you'll see there are no one, EAC's minutes aren't on there.
If EAC would like their minutes on, I'm happy
When
to
they
put their
give them
minutes.
to
When they
Dana,
get
we'll
them, we can
approve
put them
them.
on the website. But you,
She's not talking about
you-
Okay.
only one who's
Thank
ever had an issue.
Hi, Allison Zimmer, 864 Green Meadow Drive, Berlin. I'm here tonight to ask John Forrest to resign as Buckingham Township Supervisor. I want to be very clear about why I'm making this request. This is not about political parties. It's not about whether someone agrees with his position on a particular issue, and it's not about punishing someone for making a mistake. To me, it's about trust. Mr. Forrest has now publicly acknowledged that in 23 he published and distributed a political flyer containing multiple false claims about Frelick's farm. These were not vague statements. In his own public apology, Mr. Forrest acknowledges that he falsely accused Frelick's farm of corruption and quid pro quo behavior. He acknowledges that the conversations he relied upon for those accusations never happened. He acknowledges that he falsely claimed that Mr. Bateman attended a hearing to support Frelick's farm. and offered to defend them in exchange for electoral support. He further acknowledges that he falsely claimed a conversation occurred at another hearing in which people supposedly said that they needed to wait for the election to be over and everything would go away. According to Mr. Forrest's own apology, these statements were never made, and perhaps most importantly, Mr. Forrest acknowledges that it was a lapse in judgment to create and share such a flyer. That statement should concern every resident of Buckingham Township as well as business owner, because the responsibility of an elected official is not merely to have an opinion. An elected official has a responsibility to exercise judgment, to seek the truth, and to be careful with the reputation of the people and businesses they serve. They serve. Political speech can be passionate. Political disagreements can be fierce. But there is a fundamental difference between criticizing someone's actions and publicly making factual accusations that have not been verified. The people of Buckingham Township deserve elected officials who understand that difference. Mr. Forrest's apology is appropriate, and I appreciate that he's acknowledged what he did and apologized to Freilicht's Farm. But an apology does not automatically restore the public trust that was lost. When an elected official uses his position and his political influence to distribute serious allegations that he now admits are false, the question becomes whether the public can continue to have confidence in his judgment. If an employee made a serious accusation about someone without verifying whether or not it was true, we would expect accountability. If a business leader did the same thing, we would question their judgment. And when an elected official does it, the standard should not be lower, it should be higher. Our supervisors make decisions that affect taxpayers, businesses, property owners, and the entire community. We need to know that when they speak, they are dealing in facts. We need to know that when they make accusations, they have verified them. And we need to know that their political motivations will never outweigh their obligations to act responsibly. Mr. Forrest has admitted that he failed that responsibility in this instance. For that reason, I respectfully call upon John Forrest to resign. This is not about vengeance, it's about accountability. It's about the integrity of public office, and most importantly, it's about restoring the trust that an elected official must have in order to effectively serve the people. Buckingham Township deserves leaders who understand that the truth matters, and especially when it's politically inconvenient.
Amen.
Jeff Glauber, 4710 Twinbrook Circle. I also call on Mr. Forrest to resign, but do I believe he's going to resign? No. I call on the board to take a censor, to issue a censor resolution tonight condoning the behavior, okay? It requires 2 votes. I would ask anybody who's voting to please state why they're voting in favor of doing that or against doing that. Okay, we need to go on the record that this is unacceptable. Okay, lying to constituency is inappropriate and the board cannot accept that. Okay, plain and simple. So please take that vote.
Someone else?
My name is Ravi Bala. I'm a new resident of the township, and I'm not very experienced at doing this in this public forum, so forgive me if I stumble. I have a question. I wonder if I can address it to the township solicitor. Are there minimum ethical standards for people that serve on the board of supervisors?
There's ethical standards for every public official.
And do those ethical standards require honesty?
The canons of ethics are, there's actually a board in Pennsylvania that administers the ethical code.
And in this instance,
you'd have to reference that.
In this instance, you've got a member of the board that's come back and said, I assume that this was a violation of the ethical standards.
I don't know that,
How would you know that?
but you'd look it up, and I have to go look it up, and I haven't looked it
And
up.
would you look it up? And would you be able to report that into the next meeting?
I can certainly let my client, the board, know.
Okay, and I would ask the board chairman, would you make sure that this investigation happens? And we try to at least get a reading on whether the ethical standards have been violated in this instance.
Uh,
And the solicitor says there are minimal ethical standards.
I'm happy to look it up. I
Okay.
suspect they aren't, but I'm happy to look it
And
up.
I would, and would you make that public?
That's
yes.
up to the board. The board is my client.
Right,
Yeah.
completely understand that. I think that is great response. And I would hope that in the next meeting, by the next meeting, we have that kind of an investigation. And you come back and say, here are the standards that we looked at. Here is how this is a violation or not a violation. And
What, he'll look up the standards.
this member, Mr. Forrest, from what the articles that I've read, he's acknowledged that he's made false statements. He lied. And he's acknowledged that. So is lying a violation of the ethical standards? And if there are violations of ethical standards, what are the
Okay.
consequences and how does the board act on it? I mean, this is something that we all need to be working on.
Okay,
Right.
thank you. And,
Alright,
you know,
Thank you.
well, we have all the details down of your question.
Thank
you. Yeah. Next.
Hello, Paul Caldareo, 3670 Green Ridge Road. I kind of feel we're in a remake, since we have a director in the room. I feel like we're in a remake of Casablanca. Like, there's gambling going on in this establishment. I'm sorry, I find it very hypocritical. Let me see, let's talk about being dishonest. Stephanie, when you got up here, you were shocked about the dishonesty, quote unquote. I wonder if it's dishonest if a member of the board were to do something to their house without getting approval from the township. Is that dishonest? To ask all of us to do something that you're not willing to do yourself, is that dishonest? Is it dishonest to say during a campaign, oh, there's something gonna be built here when it's not gonna be built here? Is that dishonest? The amount of hypocrisy, and by the way, I'm a human being, I'm guilty of hypocrisy myself, but I just find it funny about we get on our high horse about being dishonest when the people that you support do the same thing. The other thing is this, I know one thing, deeds and actions. I know one thing, John Forrest, for 20 years as a supervisor, longer than that as a constable, his acts as supervisor, let me think, AAA Township, one of the only 3 in the state, lowest townships in Bucks County, one of the top staff around. I'm sorry, why do we all live here? I know if it was a crappy place to live, we would not live here. So John, your actions speak loud enough. And in case anybody didn't remember, we have a lawsuit with a particular farm, okay? That's been going on for a reason, okay? They are not pure as the wind-driven snow. Please forgive me. When you get $1 million, sorry, I'm Italian, I'm very passionate. When you get $1 million to preserve your property and you don't want to do the things that you took that money for, that's an issue. That's dishonesty. That's all I gotta say. Thank you, John.
Hi, good evening. My name is Jane Seberg. I live at 4683 Bradley Court in Doylestown. I had a question about the vehicles that are being approved. And I guess maybe I would start with you about the environmental committee. Have these been vetted by the subcommittee? Are these, because I remember before, so we had a great evening about the environmental action group. Not approving a truck or not recommending a truck after we said we were gonna put in all of these standards. I wondered if these are green vehicles or energy efficient vehicles?
They were not vetted by the EAC. And I don't believe that they are all green vehicles.
They
No,
are all green vehicles?
They are not all green vehicles.
I guess, going back to the theme of tonight, we need to be putting action behind our words.
They are police vehicles.
Huh?
They're
fleet
both
vehicle.
police
There
vehicles.
are green emergency vehicles
No.
in other municipalities.
They're ours, and we do have a green vehicle for our fire marshal and our emergency management coordinator. Since we have fleet vehicles in our our police department. They have requested that we stay with the ones that are pursuit rated and that follow with that.
Okay, well, I'd like to see us go green.
I think
will
we've
just say
done
a
a
couple-
lot to go green here in the township.
I'm sorry,
We have done a lot to go green here in the township.
I'm not disputing that, but I remember that night when the disappointment was when we purchased the vehicle for the township and it wasn't green. I'm just expressing my point and I have no other say than that, so. The only other thing I will say, I'm a former reporter and I think we better pay really close attention to the sunshine law. Because there are other municipalities that have gotten in trouble for not posting agendas ahead of time. Just be careful. And then the last thing I would say is, John, I'm really disappointed in you. And when I first moved to the township, you were very kind when we met you at pool greeting. I didn't know who you are. And it didn't matter. You were kind to us, but I'm really disappointed in the choices that you've made. And I really wish you would think twice about continuing to serve. Thank you.
Bruce Fell, 3703 Burn House. John, I'd like to ask a question, so I support
Lauren, did
everybody
you get
here.
that? Yes, okay, sorry.
I support everybody here that's calling for your resignation. What I'd like to understand is in your statement, when you started, you referenced 47 pages of complaints from neighbors who you're supposed to represent. You're supposed to be looking out for their best interests. And I don't understand why, whatever that dispute is with them, would justify or constitute you committing ethical violations. In my opinion, they were ethical violations. I'm with you on that. And lying, what does that have to do with the 47 pages of complaints you have? I don't need to know what the complaints are, but I'd like to understand the causation and
I'm gonna
connection.
step in here. The 47 complaints are also exhibits in the ongoing lawsuit that's going on in.
I don't care.
I know you don't care, but
But you know what
I'm not
else gets me?
arguing, I'm not arguing, you. Okay, I'm just telling the board that they shouldn't get engaged in those discussions while I was on.
I want to understand what 47 pages of complaints about from residents has anything to do with John feeling that gives him the right, that gives him the right to lie to his constituents in this township. That's what I'd like to understand. I'd like an answer to that.
Well,
If you want to look at the 47 complaints, you can go to the courthouse and you can look at the exhibits that are part of the ongoing.
No, I want to know what the complaints have to do with
Care about what the complaints are.
him lying to constituents. Why he felt that it was acceptable. If I complain about somebody, that doesn't give them the right to turn around and lie to other people. So I'd like an answer on that. Is there something that could be provided now or at the next meeting or in writing to
No.
our residents? So you have no explanation for lying is acceptable when there's complaints? Okay,
Again,
thank
I'm
you.
advising you guys not to get into that.
Thank you. You know, I've been a resident here 30 years, never felt the need to come here. And I'm appalled by how residents of this township are being treated by the people they're supposed to represent.
Amen.
I really am. I mean, you speak down to people. You know, Jane just came up and said, hey, I'd like to talk about environmental vehicles. I'd like to talk about green. And Dana, you turn around, but we do a lot of stuff for green. Okay, that doesn't explain what Jane's question was. You guys connect in things that don't connect. Thank you.
Chris Taylor, 409 Hillcrest. Moved here 28 years ago for a couple of reasons. John's been a great steward of this community, this township, for every year we've been here. People do make mistakes. The other thing is, when it comes to civil lawsuits, people settle for different reasons, and it's not always because it's on the far end of the spectrum that's being portrayed. So I just ask people to kind of understand that too. It's probably somewhere in the middle, right? So that's all I'd say.
Chris,
John,
my first lawsuit in 64 years. Scared the hell out of me.
Again,
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else? No?
Hello, Lisa Bro, 3352 Dark Hollow Road. First I wanted to start with, I wanted to thank, the township and the public works, police, fire, for the Buckingham Night Market. I don't know if any of you guys attended, but it was really, an amazing night of community, seeing people come together, and seeing all these local businesses be supported and just overall teamwork. I got a lot of compliments of people saying it was really nice to see volunteers, township, police, fire, all working together to do something for the community. And I know the Parks and Rec got a lot of feedback from just people sending us emails saying that they were super, just happy about it and want to see more of that. Maggie and John, I don't know if you guys were there. I didn't have a chance to
I was there.
see you guys there, but I was curious.
I got stuck
Parks
in
and Rec
stuck
did
in traffic.
not, we never heard, I didn't hear, like, I know as a commission, we didn't hear anything from you guys, so I was curious if you guys had any feedback from the evening.
I think Dana shared.
I
most
shared
of
it
the-
with Louise.
Most of the feedback, and with Louise and with you.
Okay, so what is that feedback? I'd love to hear it.
Well, I got an email from, Pine Run. They brought a busload of people that were coming because they don't drive and they thought they were coming to a farmer's market. And they were disappointed because they saw a booth with some tomatoes and a couple heads of lettuce and, that was about it for that kind of thing. But I also know that it was the first one you're working on. They said, better luck next year. They'll come back next year. So,
Okay.
I was there for a while and looked around and I honestly, I had a different impression of what it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be more farm, produce and stuff like that, but, it's.
Well,
it's the
I guess
first
to that
time, and
point,
I'm just
well, it's
passing it
exciting.
on.
We have None Such that'll be joining us next time. Slack Farm is joining us. The McArdle Farm is
Right.
joining us.
Good.
So,
Good.
And to be fair, we do, they did publish a list of all of the vendors that are there.
Well,
Which is great.
I'm just telling you what I heard. I don't have a comment. I mean, I knew it was the first one and you're gonna do
Yeah.
the next one and everyone's a learning experience, so.
And it's not supervisor comment, but I'll say the same thing. That my neighbors in Buck Springs were disappointed that there wasn't more farm markets there because they think that's what it was. That's what the public was told that it was going to be.
But that sounds like.
so we can agree then that the public wants a farmer's
All right,
market.
you know what?
They do want a farmer's market.
Okay, because you once said that we shouldn't have a farmer's market. You guys both did, actually.
You know what, Lisa?
I'm not saying that,
We're
Lisa.
talking
the
about
neighbors
the
are saying
night
that,
market
so,
and
yeah.
I'm trying to
It's not.
be
It doesn't.
encouraging
I'm
and
just
positive.
saying, you guys, I literally.
That's a different story,
It's-
what we talked about before about a farmer's market.
It says
Okay,
night
you didn't
market.
want one, but now you're saying the community wants us to have
No,
one.
I didn't say that. I said they showed up at the night
You
market
just said they were
because it
complaining
was
because there weren't enough
advertised.
farms.
You know what, this is,
Yeah.
it's fine.
You have a
Make
nice
your
night
comment.
market.
This is where, because there's somebody that wants to speak behind you. And, you know,
Okay, oh,
What else-
I'm still not done.
what else, what's your comment?
Yeah. So this is to you, John, directly. I just want to express, as a fellow farmer, just my disappointment. I don't know, how low you have to be to do that to another farming business in our community. I don't know how you make that decision that was the right thing to do. And it's deeply disappointing, and I think you've sent a message loud and clear that you don't have farmers' backs to do that for your own political gain. Is that not true? You didn't do that for your own political gain. I don't know, you're nodding. So
Yeah,
I'm
just
not-
keep talking,
Yeah.
Lisa. Yeah, you keep talking. You got a few more minutes.
Okay, we have
Yes,
seven,
so
seven
yes,
more
I just wanna
minutes.
reiterate that it's very disappointing, and I think, again, as a first generation farmer, you guys do not make it feel like we are welcomed. And just this action for what you did, like it just does not sit right, and I just wanna say it really disappoints me. And I do ask that, I know you're the chair of the ASA, and you should step off of that. Or not be the government liaison for that. You clearly do not care about it. You did not provide an agenda. We do not have minutes. We approved something even, and there's no record of that. You clearly don't want to have any more meetings to discuss that or even approve our minutes. So is that something you're willing to do?
I provided minutes for the last meeting we had.
Where are they?
Well,
Don't they have to be approved?
yeah, like, yeah.
Well, I'm on that commission and I've seen no minutes. I've seen no agenda.
Okay, thank you.
So do you have those minutes? Will they be shared?
I don't know.
Yo, this is like the Twilight Zone. You got no answer.
You took the minutes. So
You have draft
call-
minutes, you haven't had
Wait,
another,
wait, hold on. You have to call another meeting for the committee to approve them.
So there will be another
There'll be
meeting.
another
Yeah, we'll have
meeting
to-
called
yeah.
to approve the minutes. Yes,
All right, everybody heard it.
yes. You
This is
heard
the
it.
level of
You
accountability.
heard it. You heard it.
My name is Michael Feeney. I live on Bycroft Road in Township. I've lived here for 56 years. I've been fortunate enough to preserve over 200 acres, 100 acres in this township. I think John got a really difficult job. It's really difficult, and I don't think your behavior is good, whether you should retire or not resign. I'm not going to comment on that. I do think that there are at least 7 current lawsuits against the township. These are just the tip of the iceberg, and there are more to come. And you gotta clean this up, John. You and Mike ought to work together and clean this up somehow, settle the bar with all these people. It's just wrong. You know, I feel like an Indian on a reservation in this township. You know, as long as you keep your head down and keep your mouth shut, you're fine. But if you open your mouth, then you're in trouble. Mrs. Rash denied me to be on the Park and Recreation Committee because I had challenged their zoning. You can't do that. That's wrong. You said you weren't sure whether it was right or not. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that? You denied me the right to be on the Park and Recreation Committee because I had challenged your zoning in Forest Grove. Is that correct?
Not in Forest Road. You
No, I
challenged.
challenged it in Forest
No,
Grove. No,
no.
you're wrong. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Craig wants to challenge.
We've never
We've been
taken
through this.
beyond
It's an
that.
ongoing zoning challenge that's currently
That's
going
right,
on.
that's right. Yeah.
And it's challenging the township zoning ordinance.
Right.
Yeah.
And you've had plenty of chances with Mike to solve that, and you don't want to, for 6 lots on 30 acres. You don't want to do that, right?
Well,
Well,
I'm
All
not
right,
gonna
let's
let them
stop,
get
let's
into
stop.
It's a
settlement
legal
negotiations.
But that's
issue.
the facts.
Mike,
It's a legal
I'm
issue.
not gonna let you get into settlement negotiations with you. That's
Okay, well,
not where we're
I'm
doing
saying
it.
my opinion is what's going, I'm willing to do that, Greg. That's not a law, but that's what I would be willing to do.
There are discussions, as you know, going on
Yes.
between your lawyers and the board and everything else, so.
Mike, how many homes has your family built in Buckingham Township?
I've never built one, John. Not one.
How many did your family build?
I don't know, John. My father's passed away, John. Don't bring it up. Okay?
Okay.
Have respect for my father. I've never subdivided property and been offered. I gave up over $6 million to preserve a farm up by the airport. And I want to build some houses
That's
for my employees.
You did.
You can't even do it. And now we're in all sorts of litigation. I'm done with that. Maggie, you need to apologize to me for not letting me on that board. Do you think you were wrong?
I'm not apologizing to you.
Okay, so you think my civil rights are not violated? You can't do that.
Look, we're not gonna get into.
Because
Well, I
He's not
want
gonna
everybody to
respond
hear
an
what
allegation
happened.
that-
I want
that's a
everybody
civil
to
rights
hear
violation.
how this township is run. I can do that.
You
I'm not
can say
asking,
whatever you want, Mike.
Right,
You
right.
absolutely can.
I'm not asking
But
for
I'm
a
not gonna
decision.
let them engage with you in that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, I'm talking to them then.
Okay.
I'm just telling you how people get treated in this township. It's not right. And you've not apologized. So, John, I just hope that you stay. I really do. And I hope that you find your way back to where you need to be, where you were 20 years ago. When Maggie came in, it was great. You guys were great for the first 10 years. And then I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I'm not going to say anything why,
You just said you got $6 million for your property from the
no, I
township.
didn't. I gave up the $6
You
million.
gave up, okay,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah, I bought it when I was 32 years old. I took a $170,000 mortgage out on the property. I was offered $8 million of property and took $2 million. Now, find fault with that.
No, we respected that, yep, that was
And
great.
then I'm not going to correct. And then I go over here and do the most basic thing. And I can't even get a phone call back. I can't get anything. I'll bring the texts if you want me to. When you wouldn't even meet with me. It's not right. You guys gotta change. You just can't treat people like myself like garbage. You know, you make us spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to do the most basic things. Settle this thing. Do something. Do something right, John. You know better.
Yeah, you could have built all the homes you wanted
Guys,
in Forest
I
Grove.
don't-
know.
Yeah,
We're done, we're
that's
done.
right.
Yeah,
No, that's right.
yeah, it's okay.
But I am
You knew
asking
that.
for Maggie for an apology for not letting me in the parking. How can people speak up? I was reluctant to speak up because who knows what you're gonna do? What are you gonna
You're
do?
never reluctant to speak up, Mike.
Oh, I've spoken up 3 times in 35 or 40 years. I don't come here. John, how many times have you ever seen me at a meeting speaking up?
Just the past 6 meetings.
Right.
And before
I think
that,
maybe
never.
twice.
Yeah. Nope,
Yeah.
nope, not at all.
Because it's just, I just got kind of fed up. You know, all these people, all these lawsuits and everything, after a while, it's like, you know what, why am I doing this? Why am I farming in this township?
It's not, you don't get sued over farming, you get sued over development, that's
Right.
what you get sued over.
I'm not suggesting that you're going out and chasing farmers down.
Again, guys,
Yeah.
Mike wasn't
Yeah.
sued.
Yeah.
Okay? Mike brought a zoning challenge against the township zoning ordinance in front of the zoning hearing board.
Yeah.
That's where this is. We shouldn't be
And
discussing.
that's where
ongoing,
it's at right
and
now.
it's trying to get resolved.
Okay.
Well, again, it's hard for me to believe that you would not allow me to be on a park and recreation committee because I spoke out about something. What does that say to the residents here who might want to say something? There's probably 20 or 30 people who aren't here tonight who are afraid to speak up.
Yeah.
So what does that
Yep.
say to other people?
Why don't you let some of the other people speak up?
Well,
Give them time, okay?
I say,
I'm not going
I
to
got it. I
apologize to
got it.
you.
And
And
Then we're at a half hour anyway.
we're stopping public comment now.
Real quick,
It's been,
real quick.
no, it's been 35 minutes and I said at the top, we have public comment for 30 minutes. We start our business meeting and we'll continue, public comment at the end of the meeting. It's been
John,
35 minutes.
you apologized to Froelich. Have you apologized to Mike? You lied about him. That was written in your apology to the Froelich. Now, have you apologized to Mike? You lied about him. Will you apologize to him? Or does he have to sue
I
you
would-
to get an apology?
I would suggest
Go
that's
for
a
it.
matter between the two of them.
I would suggest he should give a public apology.
We hear you. We hear what you're suggesting.
You hear me. Does he hear me?
I think the whole board's heard.
Yeah,
I think everybody in the
we heard
audience
you.
has heard.
Yeah, we
Here's
heard
his
you.
time. Stand up and apologize to him, please.
I think, again, that's probably something they
That-
should deal with in
This has
private.
nothing to do with you.
I'm just telling you, Mr. Cardinal, that's.
Stand up and apologize to this man. You lied about him. Just apologize. If you don't want to do it in the public, just do it in the back room.
Okay, hold on. How many other people want to have public comment? Is it like 1 or 2? Lucy, you want public comment?
I don't care.
Shannon wants public, otherwise, we're going to start our business meeting.
Okay.
And
I
we'll
just wanna
finish
say-
public comment at the end of the meeting. I announced that in the beginning. It's always at the top of the agenda. So we'll have 2 more people and then that's it until after our meeting. And it's a pretty quick meeting. Go ahead.
With all these apologies, all of a sudden, for no reason at all, came to my head that I did something very, very bad when I was 17 years old. I actually came out of a communist country and I crossed a minefield to get out of there without any permission. Other than that, I'm perfect. Never did anything wrong. I swear. That's all.
What's wrong
Hi, my name is Shannon Sticker, 4519 Cabin Court. Thank you for extending this. I apologize I wasn't able to get here in time. I serve as the chair of Buckingham Democrats. In that role, our organization has, and our candidates have experienced lies and falsehoods and slander. And before anyone says it goes both ways, let me assure you, it does not. We are very careful with what we put out. We are very careful to do our research. And I would like to ask John, on behalf of our organization, to please resign. Thank you.
Is that coming from you or your boss, Santa Serio?
That's coming from me
Okay.
and our local organization.
Okay, thanks, Shane.
Okay.
I'll just say one thing.
Yeah, hold on. I
I'll just-
was gonna ask you if you'd like to comment.
Sure. I guess I'll just close this down. Since I know we love banners here. This is a post from John, posted back in 2011 on his Facebook page.
Yeah, that's about right.
It says, when a campaign is run with lies and deceit, candidates will govern and lie in deception. Slander and desperation does not win an election. It's about the issues and the record.
Yep.
So
That's right.
So John, these are your own words. When a campaign is run with lies and deceptions, that candidate will govern in lies and deception. You have now admitted that while serving as supervisor and seeking re-election, you spread false accusations of corruption and quid pro quo on conversations that never happened. Years ago, in 2011, you stood at this dais and you called on a fellow supervisor to resign if he could not do what was best for the township. By your own words and your own standard, I believe there's only one appropriate action left. John, you should resign as Buckingham Township Supervisor. Thank you.
Okay, Callie.
Okay. And I just have a quick comment, and that's what, a lot of what this is swirling around and the issues, it has to do with zoning and conservation easements, and I think we pretty much tried to share that tonight. Our zoning ordinance is so important, it's important to all of us, and I really think it's one of the main reasons that probably everybody in this room moved here. You don't have a gas station in the middle of Hearthstone or one of the other developments because the zoning doesn't allow it. Your neighbor has to be diligent and not put a fence on your property instead of, impeding onto your property because of the saldo and the zoning. The conservation easement, this is our list of preserved properties, 6,000 acres. We have someone challenging their conservation easement. And one of the issues that's part of this whole discussion tonight is about violating a conservation issue and challenging it. And you know what? If one of those, especially the challenge to the one conservation easement, if the conservation easement is overturned, every single one of these properties is up for grabs. Every single one. You can shake your head. It's not true. You cannot, we have never opened a conservation easement and overturned it. And we never, ever want to stop any of this. This is what makes Buckingham green. Okay, concert, let's see what's happening here. Family Fun Concert Series, this tomorrow, Thursday. 7 PM, updated schedule, is it going to the Springs or not?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
The weather's not supposed to be nice.
Okay, it's up to the weather. Plan on coming to enjoy the Buckingham Night Market at Hollycomb Park. That's Friday night and September 25th, 5:30 to 8:30.
Quick, just I want to add a couple of things on that.
Sure.
So, some really great stuff. Like Lisa had mentioned earlier, we do have McCardle's Holiday Farm coming. We have None Such coming. We have Slack Farm. There are a bunch more farms coming.
Good.
Which is great. We've also added another really great kid activity. Since there was a long line for kid activities, we've added the Twill trolley. And she is coming for free of charge, for marketing exposure only. We've also added dog adoptions. We've added quite a few other really great things. And I know one of the big pain points was finding parking. So we have worked with the police and the township as well to try and figure out a parking solution that should be able to accommodate everybody without having to cross 202. And safely.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for Friday. I think one of the biggest things that we've learned was how many people want something like this and how great it is to bring all of our neighboring communities together and how much fun it is to interact with each other. And it's clearly something that was wanted. People turned out. And so we're addressing that moving forward and trying to make sure we can accommodate everyone that shows up. So thank you.
Okay. Buckingham Township Administration offices will be closed September 7th in observance of Labor Day.
And my birthday.
The comprehensive plan workshop number 1 is going to be on Tuesday, September 15th, 2016, here, 7 to 9 in the Buckingham room here. And a program by EAC, Discover the Meadows of Buckingham, an informative evening with Tyler Kovac from Heritage Conservancy. And that'll be here on September 18th, 2026 from 6 o'clock to 8 p.m. Okay, number 3. I move that we approve payment request number 2 to Bloomington Glen Contractors, Inc. for completed work on the Cold Spring Creamery, on the Cold Spring Well number 4, radon and PFOS removal, contract BT 2501 in the amount of $7,281.45.
You want to do these?
I can do them all
together.
And payment number 1, request number 1 from GS Developers for work completed on the Furlong Well F8 PFAS removal project in the amount of $27,000. Payment number 1 request to GS Developers Inc. for work completed on the Furlong Well F8 PFAS removal project electrical contract for $4,500. And approving the change order number 2 for the Cold Spring Fieldstone Water Interconnect, increasing the contract by $8,900 to a new contract of $1,796,534. Another one more. And payment request number 11 to GS Developers on the Cold Spring Fieldstone, again, Water Interconnect, BT 2402 in the amount of $98,011.50. That's it.
Second, and we just want to note that all that is paid for by anyone that has water or sewer and not by the general fund.
And Dana, won't our grant money cover a lot of this?
Yes.
The
Yeah,
1.7.
for the Furlong Well F8 PFAS removal project is fully covered through grant money. The Cold Spring Well number 4 is 2/3 of it covered by grant money, and the Cold Spring Fieldstone Water Interconnect is also covered by grants that we
Dan, why don't
received.
we had a settlement, a couple weeks ago on a $2 million grant from.
Yes,
2 million
we did.
plus. Yeah, so you may want to share that with folks.
Right now?
Sure.
We signed it.
Yes. I don't have the figure in front of me, but the exact figure, but yes, we went for we actually have our next application in, but we went for a Penvest grant for Cold Spring 4 PFAS removal system, which we received. I don't have the numbers in front of me. $2 million grant and a low interest road. Thank you for having that in front of you. So
Low interest on.
and a low interest room for that. And then do you have the F8 in front of you? But that's the
I have the one we just did.
and the F8 is the $2.4 million
Yeah,
grant.
$2,435,000, yeah,
Yes.
All good.
that we just
All good.
got a week and a half ago, so.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I move that we approve the payroll for July 30th, 2026 and August 13th, 2026, and the bill list for August 26th, 2026, in the amount of $1,355,076.99.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I move that we approve the draft supervisor minutes from July 21st, 2026 work session and the July 21st, 2026 regular business meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 5, I move that we accept various departmental departmental minutes and advisory board minutes, including Building and Zoning monthly stats for July, Environmental Advisory Commission, our EAC, for May 20th and June 17th, 2026. Park and Rec, July 20th, 26, Safety Committee, July 2026, and Historic Commission, July 16th, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I move that we agree to the developer's request for extension of time to September 11th, 2027, to complete improvements set forth in the residential development contract covering Mill Creek Ridge / Smith Pfeiffer Phase 1 and Phase 2. Township File SA 2001-05C.
I'll second, but I have a question.
Okay.
I just want to make sure, based off of what Dana mentioned earlier tonight, I assume the answer is no, but I just want to make sure that extending this won't make any difference in working on the water and sewer rate issue.
No, this is site,
Okay, I just wanted to make
so
sure.
you're fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I would just like to add, they do have a requested dedication, so we're proceeding with doing punch lists and hopefully closing that out, whether or not this year, probably more early next year. So,
Okay.
Good.
so we're
Good.
finally coming to the end of that one.
Thank
All
you.
righty. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I move that we award the bid for the removal and disposal of 650,000 gallons annually, or more or less, of liquid sludge on the approximately 6,500 to 18,000 gallon, more or less, per week for the first year of a 3-year bid option, contract year September 1st, 2026 through August 31st, 2027, awarded to Wind River Environmental LLC, formerly Frank. I don't know if anybody has used to have their septic system
Yeah.
pumped, but Frank Environmental,
And I can,
of Ivyland, PA, in the amount of 0.1295 per gallon. Cents. A dollar, yeah.
Almost 13.
13 cents a
Almost
gallon.
13 cents a
13
gallon. And consideration of approving the request from Wind River Environmental LLC to modify the bid submission requirement for the format of the performance bond form, offering to provide a performance bond for 1 year, automatically renewing for the remaining years of the contract.
second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 8, I move that we approve Resolution 2690, requesting a multimodal transportation fund grant from the PennDOT for Buckingham Village Transportation Improvement Project and designating the chairman of the Board of Supervisors, thanks, and the Buckingham Township manager to execute all documents and agreements between Buckingham Township and PennDOT.
Second.
Okay.
So unfortunately, we're not awarded the multimodal grant for our trail system that's connecting to the new roundabout that PennDOT is building. They're opening up a new one, and I'm just going to be incredibly persistent and annoying until they give us that grant.
Okay.
So I put it right back in, and we'll put it in on September 14th, the day that it opens up again.
Good. Good.
Thank you.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Escrow releases. I move that we approve release number 2. W&S for
Water and sewer.
Water and sewer, sorry, for Village Crossing, AKA Penn's Purchase. You know what that is? The big pile of dirt that's up there across from Peddler's Village, Buckingham Brent. Township file SA 2018-04 in the amount of $33,803.82, and it's recommended by Castle Valley.
Second.
Okay, I have a
You're doing
question.
these you're doing these separately, correct?
Yeah, so is that about the well and everything in Peddler's Village?
No.
Not Peddlers, but Stonehaven's, the new,
Oh, okay, yeah, okay,
the new well.
alrighty, good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I move that we approve release number 4 for Village Crossing, Penn's Purchase, same township file in the amount of $71,282.69.
Second, and that's for site. That's for site. Correct. Yep.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I move that we approve release number 1, stormwater permit, 230031 for Victoria Park subdivision, lot 2.
Off of New Hope.
This is the large preserved parcel memory museum
Yeah.
for
Between New Hope and Smith.
Yeah.
across
Yeah.
from the Jehovah Witnesses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Well,
no, I'm talking
No.
about
no,
No.
Banger.
Yeah, different.
Vince,
The
DeLuca.
Luca had it.
Oh, you're
Long
right.
reserved, right?
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. I apologize.
That's why I took pause. I thought we were going back to 2006. Anyway, I move that we release $254,275.09.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, we got some managers items. And is this the waiver?
Yeah, we
Yes.
approved
Yes.
Steve
Turbofill.
Turbofil's.
Yeah.
Well, you want to
waived
do it
that.
now.
You
Yeah.
talked
Yeah, we're
about
gonna
it.
do it
Yeah.
now.
You're going to do it now. You discussed it at your work
Yes, we
session.
did. We discussed this in the work session before the meeting started.
Do you-
And Craig, I think you have to add some things into my motion because I didn't write it down.
Well,
I
I think
move-
what
I don't
you'd
know,
be
was there-
doing is moving to approve
Approve
the
the
request
waiver.
for a waiver of land development.
Yeah.
Submitted by
Mhm.
Stephen Turbeville Jr. To construct additional 2
Okay.
offices above an existing structure within the existing garage footprint at 3681 Cold Spring Creamery Road.
Okay.
And I think, Dan, the waivers would accommodate them, and correct me if I'm wrong, so they would not have to get zoning relief.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move that we authorize the purchase of a 2026 F-150 police responder 4x4 from Fred Beans Ford in the amount of $50,249. Price includes PA CoStar's discount, plus uplifting the SKD Tyrants Emergency Vehicle Uplifting Inc. in the amount of $20,000 for $79.37.
And this
What
was
is
all-
that?
Oh, second first.
Yeah.
Second.
Now,
You got a second.
This was in the budget, right?
yes, and this is a police vehicle. It is the vehicle that holds our scales. So which are rather heavy, and we'll be hauling truck scales, other gear and equipment in the truck. So this motor will work best. It's a 3.5 liter EcoBoost motor. So they stopped production on the electric vehicles. We're also a little concerned about the electric vehicles because the amount of equipment. We also just how heavy the MSAP units scales are. This looks like the best for that need for the police department. And they did I asked them something with that. And they're actually doing away with the electric F-150s.
Okay.
Is what they were told. But this one, even though, that would be possibly problematic with all of their equipment anyway, we really need the heavy duty of this 4x4 for our scales.
Jane, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
No, I appreciate it. I just recalled from the previous meeting that we had where you had a wonderful presentation from the Environmental Advisory Committee. And then you had approved a truck later that night, and they were kind of like passing ships in the night. And I just would hope, whether it's an emergency vehicle or not, that in the future, it doesn't matter how many other green things we're doing, that we at least evaluate the feasibility of getting a more fuel efficient vehicle. I mean, lead by example.
And we do. I may have come off differently from that. I do tell my staff to look for the green vehicle first. So in every single vehicle we purchase, we look at, can we get a green vehicle? So I don't know what meeting you were at. I don't think it was this meeting that you're talking about.
It was a year ago.
But it's an environmental EAC meeting?
This meeting that the Environmental Advisory Committee had a nice presentation.
Okay.
And you would.
Okay.
Multiple points that you were committed to, but that.
Are you talking? I worked on that plan. The climate action plan. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
But it
All
was
right.
the same meeting where a truck was purchased and we were told it wasn't green. And it was just unfortunate in the timing and that, but I appreciate what you said, Dana, that you lead with green and go from there.
Yes.
Well, and you just read that both of that and the next thing we're gonna approve, they've discontinued the law.
Well, the next thing is a hybrid. It's just not a fully green electric vehicle.
Right.
The next vehicle we're approving.
Yeah, the next
Okay.
vehicle is a hybrid,
The Interceptor.
which is where we've been moving.
Right. Good.
So it's half and half.
Good. Perfect
Yeah.
timing. I'm glad you're here. All right, the next one, I move that we authorize the
Wait.
purchase.
I don't think we.
Oh, no? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I move that we authorize the purchase of a 2027 Ford Police Interceptor utility vehicle from Chapman Fleet and Government in the amount of $47,304. Price includes CoStar's discount, PA CoStar. Plus uplifting from CKD Tyron's Emergency Vehicle Uplifting Inc. in the amount of $20,826.27. Oh, God. Cool.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I think that's it.
Okay.
Is there any more public comment?
One
We
thing you
still
want to
have-
notice that we did start at
Mike has
4:45 for an executive session.
Oh, that's right. We had executive session to discuss litigation
Mm-hmm.
and
That was
that's
it.
it.
was
That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, thank you.
You said you have public comment. I believe that's what you said, right?
Wait.
Yeah.
Again,
Comment,
yeah.
Okay.
not conversation, comment.
2 months ago, I spoke when you denied me the right to be on this committee. I have the tape, I've watched the whole thing, everything. Can I ask you why none of that was in the minutes?
I'm not gonna have this conversation with you, Mike.
I'm asking you a very basic question.
I don't
You're supposed to put minutes. Why wouldn't you put that in the minutes? Why wouldn't you on the record?
Okay, on the record, I denied Mike I personally voted against it
Yeah, I don't.
because
I don't
of,
remember.
where did Craig go?
Well,
You know, I mean, how many ways do we have to say?
minutes aren't a transcript, and,
That's right.
and I'm
They
not
weren't
saying,
posted. I don't think so.
All our minutes are posted.
I don't think so.
All our minutes
all
are
of the Board of
posted.
Supervisors minutes should be posted.
Well, could you look, I don't think it was ever in there, the
Well,
denial.
maybe it's not in there. We'll
It's
have to
not.
go back and look.
Well, I looked.
Okay,
Is
But-
it in now? Are you gonna put it in now?
we'll go on the website and
well,
look
now
back
we're-
at all the
Not,
minutes.
like-
The
looked
board
at it.
can't go back and change minutes from
Okay, well,
months
let's-
ago.
Let's have the discussion now so we can put it on.
I'm not
the
having the
We
discussion.
can.
Hey, Mike.
I'm not having the
Take-
discussion. It's under litigation.
Mike, take
My
This is
reason,
not under litigation.
my reason is because of litigate, of
Okay,
not a challenge.
This is
a
public.
zoning
This is
challenge.
public
Okay?
comment. This is public comment.
That's it.
So
If you're gonna be, I'll just.
I mean, keep talking, but I'm telling you,
Well,
I'm not
would you rather
gonna
me just
comment
have a-
on it.
Send a lawyer and ask you for it? I really
I'm
don't
not
want
going to comment on it.
Mike,
We're
just
going to
quickly, do you
have the
remember what
zoning
month
hearing
this was?
board
I think it was
decision in 2
a couple
weeks.
months ago. You can look it
Minutes
up.
are postable.
Yeah,
I know.
minutes are on.
Well, I don't think it was June though.
No.
I'm just trying. I
was
see the
either
minutes
April or
posted. I'm
May.
just curious.
yeah, I don't
But-
remember. I don't remember.
All there.
Thank
It's been
you
a
all
couple
for
months.
coming to the meeting.
Anybody else?
Well,
Or, I'm sorry, you're not finished.
No,
Go ahead.
I'm just asking to check and see, and I'm just wondering why. I mean, you have an obligation.
I
Maybe-
told you
I don't know,
why.
we have all the minutes
I'm not
for
gonna-
this
I'm
year
not gonna
on.
talk about it.
Except
I'm
for
not
last
questioning
month's.
your decision. I'm asking that it be posted, so you're on the record for denying me that, and how you operate for people who speak out.
And I
That's
don't.
what I want, that's all.
Yeah, I don't think. I think when we voted on the board, we had a lot of really wonderful people that applied for that board. But I don't think we voted on why we didn't want someone on there. We just voted on who should be on there.
Wait a minute, we
Yeah.
weren't voting. That was my
Yeah.
You
choice.
made it.
I gave my
Yeah,
choice.
you guys have a disagreement, and
Yeah.
you're not going to work it out tonight.
Well,
No,
I'm not asking
And
to
we're
work it
not-
out.
and
I'm
we're
just
not gonna
asking
work
that
it out
be
in a public
recorded, that's
meeting.
all.
you know.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, if we'll look back. Lori has a transcript, but I don't think we had a reason on why we wanted or didn't want someone.
She said the reason was
Yeah.
because I challenged the township.
I explicitly
zoning.
asked why Maggie was denying
Okay.
Mike the right to be on the board, or for being on, for exercising his legal right to challenge zoning. And
You're actually talking about we're in a lawsuit over this right now, and you're
No,
talking
we're,
about
we're not,
No,
we're
you're
not in a lawsuit.
Not a
It's a
lawsuit.
challenge at the zoning hearing board.
it. Okay.
And Craig has advised us not to
Okay.
discuss this because
We're
the,
we're not
the,
talking
the
about that.
zoning hearing
Okay.
board
We're not
is
talking
going
about that.
to issue their decision next week or the week after.
That's not the issue.
Yes, it is.
It's not the issue. You have a right to speak out and be heard and record it. That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
I'm not suing
Yeah.
you. And you didn't do it. I won't even get into the essay. Hey, you haven't even done that. I'm not going there.
Okay.
So are you going to do that or not?
Do
That's
what?
all I want to know.
I would advise the board not to go back and redo minutes. Minutes are a general thing and a recording of, of decisions, of financial things, of we just
Well, then
bought
let's-
a police car, we
Let's
just
do it
did
right
that.
now.
I'm not commenting on it.
Okay, so
I-
are we, Mike?
You have your answer.
Yeah,
I'm
you-
not commenting on it. Anybody else in the audience, you hear my answer and you can think of me what you will. I'm not commenting on it. It's an issue before this, my reason is an issue before the zoning hearing board. We're not commenting on it. It's legal.
You have an obligation to post minutes.
Oh, for God's sakes, shut up. It's me.
Okay.
You just constantly take over this whole meeting.
Uh,
She said she's not gonna comment. She's not gonna comment. I'll sit down.
It's public comment. Yeah, it's not supervisor comment. In fact, I think we're wrapping up this meeting, and we have some
Right, the conversation.
we have some legal issues to
Correct. The
discuss.
conversation was that Maggie wanted me to be on the Park and Recreation Board. And she mentioned why she did. And it was never posted. And I asked her why.
But this is here. No, this is hearsay from Mike. If Maggie says something to Mike and then Mike runs to you, that's not our problem. You guys have to work that out. Mike, we don't know what Mike hears.
Greg, there's
So,
not a good shake here.
Yeah.
He wasn't, it's not even part of it. Mike.
what's that?
You're not part of it.
You know, Greg.
Yeah, he said Mike told him.
Oh.
That's what he's saying. Mike told him something that we had in it, in a,
Videotape, John.
No,
Okay.
I didn't tell Mike anything.
okay. Yeah. Videotaped. Then let's get the videotape.
Anybody? Okay, I'm gonna close the
Videotape is
meeting.
closed.
And we're going
Did you have
into,
your hand up?
Yeah, I just had a question
Oh.
as someone new to these meetings. Is
No,
it like-
I'm
you
sorry.
don't have to get up and tell Lori your
yeah,
name and.
you have to
Sorry.
tell Lori your
and-
name and address right here. Give it to Lori.
Hi, I'm Patricia Smolacombe, 2590 Furlong Road, Doylestown. Just a question, is public comment recorded in the minutes?
Yes,
Yes, okay, so it's not just decisions, it's also public
it's
comment.
public.
Yes,
comment.
but it's not,
It's-
minutes are not transcripts. It's not like having a court reporter.
It's
So not,
abbreviated.
you know, it's, you record the general, you know,
Technically, you only have to
things.
do action items.
you,
but
yeah, we don't even
township-
have to do that.
Yeah.
We do a
The
little bit
township-
more than we have to
Sure,
because
it's done more
it's good
than-
for people to be able to go back and read and they get a little bit more out of
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Okay, all right.
So we're
I'm gonna
going,
make a motion that we close the business meeting and go back and have an executive session to discuss litigation.
second.
Okay? Questions, comments? All in favor?
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.